Dr. Heidegger's experiment was written by Nathaniel Hawthorne and first published in 1837. The lesson of Dr. Heidegger's experiment is an important one, especially for young people who have yet to make poor life-altering decisions. The story begins with an old man named Dr. Heidegger inviting 4 of his friends over to his study. He begins his experiment by placing a dead and withered rose into a vase of water. Submerged in the water, the rose suddenly blooms into a vibrant red as if it was freshly picked. He then gives each of his friends a glass of water to examine what effect the water would have on them. But is the reversal of their age what Dr. Heidegger is experimenting, or is he testing them to see if they are given a second chance at life, will they waste it again? While the text gives little explanation about Dr. Heidegger, we are given descriptions about each of his friends. First, there is Mr. Medbourne, who had once been a wealthy merchant. Then there is Colonel Killigrew, who used his healthy years to take part in all the sinful pleasures of life. Next is Mr. Gascoigne, a politician. And finally, we have Widow Wycherley, who had been the subject of great fighting between each of these men in their youth. It is important to note that each of these 4 friends had lost something substantial in their old age. Mr. Medbourne had lost his wealth and was now something akin to a beggar. Colonel Killigrew lost his health, and it is said that he now has pains and torments to both the soul and body. Mr. Gascoigne lost his reputation as a politician, and Widow Wycherley lost her beauty. Now, before he allows his friends to drink, Dr. Heidegger asks them to consider what paths they could take so as not to repeat the mistakes they made the first time in their youth. They laugh off this suggestion and claim they wouldn't be so foolish to make those mistakes again. Dr. Heidegger then tells them to drink, stating that he is glad in who he has selected as the subjects of the experiment. I do believe that this line is not as positive as it may at first seem. If Dr. Heidegger is truly testing them on how they will behave in their second youth, I believe this line alludes to what he suspects is an immaturity and selfishness that each of his friends will give into. After they drink the water, it worked quickly in giving them a cheerful buzz, but right off the bat they are immediately greedy and begin begging for more so that they can truly be young again. Dr. Heidegger tells them to be patient and wait for the effects of the water to work, but instead they just drink more and more. After a few moments, it seems the water was indeed successful in reversing their age. However, right off the bat, the group seems to fall straight into their old ways. Mr. Medbourne immediately begins calculating money. Colonel Killigrew instantly begins admiring Widow Wycherley. Mr. Gascoigne launches into his political speeches, and Widow Wycherley can't seem to tear her gaze from admiring herself in the mirror. And this is only after their second drink of water, and they're already reverting to their old ways. And they're still not satisfied. They drink once more, and this time the water washes away any remnants of their old age. The narrator states that they even mocked the old age that they had come from. However, the mirror reflects them in their old age, and I think that serves as a reminder that though they seem to be different, nothing has actually changed inside them. They are still the same as they were in their youth. Eventually, their fighting leads to the vase getting shattered. Dr. Heidegger picks up the rose from the shards of the vase and discovers it has died once more. However, he declares that he loves it just as much withered as he did when it was alive. I think this line points to the maturity of Dr. Heidegger and how he understands the inevitability of both time and age. He states that even if the effects of the water were to last years instead of moments, he still would not drink. In contrast, the others have begun to grow old once more, and they actually decide to go find the fountain for themselves. They clearly did not learn their lesson, and confirming what I believe Dr. Heidegger had suspected from the beginning, that even if given a second chance at life, people would still waste it on their own selfish ambitions. So, what was the true experiment of Dr. Heidegger? I believe it was a test to see what people would do with a second chance at life. I also believe he picked those friends specifically because they were unhappy in their old age. He was not merely testing if the water could reverse their age, but also to see if his friends would reverse the mistakes that they made in their youth. In the end, they did not, and Dr. Heidegger seemed satisfied that his experiment confirmed what he expected about people in a second chance at youth. Dr. Heidegger has accepted the cycle of life, and this story serves as a warning to us. We do not get a second chance at our youth, so we must use it wisely.